High pressure is bearing down on that part of the country, the same high pressure that has been bringing at least the inland areas some extreme heat the last few days. By Sunday, we're going to get a surge of moisture. Notice the cloud cover. Notice the detail in the chance of rain on Sunday. In the mountains, about 20%. Monday, the chance will ramp up to 40% in the mountains. And look at that yellow right there, indicating heavier rain. I want to give you some perspective. This is Fernanda. This is Greg. This is the satellite picture for Hillary. Big storm.
And I think Jonathan needs to relax, okay?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I normally would be wearing a tux, so this is relaxed.
Okay.
Yeah, these are my pajamas. All right. Raining, guess what? Cats and dogs in the mountains. 40% chance of rain on Sunday and Monday in the mountain spots. All right, we're going to be right back, but first, here's what's coming up on Extra. Stick around. This activity is shifting all as a whole to the northwest, and so we'll see this continue on from Yucaipa to San Bernardino for probably another 30 minutes or so. The three ingredients for fire danger, the temperatures, the humidity, and the winds. Well, right now, we're looking at scorching hot temps. In the meantime, the coast, completely different story. You can see here on the visible satellite imagery, those clouds have been really stubborn at the beach spots today, and that marine layer really sucking you in. We have a whole day of gusts along with this activity as the storm approaches and as it moves through Southern California. Sea surface temperatures have been over 80 degrees all the way up to about the central portion of the coast of Baja. You need temperatures 80+ degrees for a hurricane to sustain, and that is what we have had, unfortunately, in the eastern Pacific. Today's high in downtown, 84. If you remember yesterday, we were only at 79, so we're already starting to see those temperatures rise. I would sound like a broken record, but the record has melted. That's the problem here. This heat wave has gone on so long, folks, and this is the place to get some relief.
First meteorologist Jonathan Novack is here tracking the timing of the storm. When does this hit, Jonathan?
Well, it could arrive as early as Saturday afternoon in terms of some of the initial impacts, but for the first time in history, we have seen tropical storm watches issued for Southern California. This, in terms of the timing, would be mainly on Sunday through the day and potentially into Monday morning, but gusts upwards of 50 to 70 miles per hour with embedded storms in the rain activity I'll show you in a moment. Flood watches issued for the entire area because we could see rainfall totals upwards of 8, potentially 10 inches, east-facing slopes, and for west of the mountains, 3 to 6 inches. Let me show you the latest on Hillary and then the track. So right now, this is a huge storm, about 500 to 600 miles wide, winds of 130 miles per hour, a Category 4, and it has very warm ocean water to go over, which means it will stay a major storm for at least another day. Then, as it tracks to the north, it looks like it could at least potentially make landfall somewhere around maybe San Diego. Of course, there's a cone of uncertainty, as it's called, and it could track west or east of that center line. But regardless, it should make landfall as a very strong storm, and ahead of it, look at the rainfall that arrives. This is Saturday, 12:30 p.m. The clouds will start to thicken up in Southern California already in the late morning of Saturday into the early afternoon. Then some outer showers and rain bands in the low desert and mountains by Saturday night with potentially some lighter rain in downtown LA. Then an outer band moves through going into the overnight hours, Saturday into Sunday. The heaviest rain yet to come by Sunday mid-morning. Heavy rainfall falling through LA County and eastward. We bring that through time into Sunday afternoon and look at what is happening at 1 p.m. on Sunday. The storm starting to approach the coast, it looks like. The heaviest rain, well, pick your spot where you see that red. That would be intense flooding rains across Southern California, and this continues on through all day Sunday. I'm going to have the rainfall potential totals coming up in the 7-day outlook in a few minutes. For now, we'll toss it back to you.
All right, meteorologist Jonathan Novack, are you a Barbie movie kind of guy or an Oppenheimer movie kind of guy?
I'm a what can I rent at home kind of guy. Yeah, and today, you know what, a good day to kind of do it. This is a different look, huh? This is our Ontario time lapse, and look at all the cloud cover. That moisture we were anticipating that was going to play out in the shape of some storm chances over the mountains and the high desert shifted a little to the west today. We had some energy roll through, and look at what has happened. Some light to moderate rain. Generally speaking, this stretches east of a line east of downtown, from moving from southeast to northwest, all the way from San Clemente all the way up into the high desert. And it's not a ton of rain, but you know what? What a change from the last few days and really from the last couple of weeks. High pressure budging east enough to bring in monsoonal moisture. Do we have another rain chance? Well, we looked at this graphic earlier, and I showed you that by tonight, that rain should be moved out. But watch what happens again tomorrow in the late morning and afternoon. Another shot at showers and isolated storms in the mountains of San Bernardino, Riverside County. Can't rule out some of this drifting westward into the Inland Empire either. So with that in mind, let's take a look and see where the heat is. Has it gone for good? No. Unfortunately, after tomorrow, Mother Nature comes back with more heat come the middle of the forecast. Your 7-day outlook looks hot come Tuesday, Wednesday on. The valleys and Inland Empire after tomorrow, things heat up again, over 100 degrees. The mountains, there's your rain chance. And the high desert and the low desert, you have one day of cooler weather before things heat up again. All right, that is it for me. Have a great night. We'll toss it back to you guys at the desk. Good evening, everybody. Meteorologist Jonathan Novack here. We're looking out over Long Beach, and it is a cloudy night at the coast. I've got a great time lapse for you. This is from Santa Monica, and look at the, 3 or 4 breaks in the clouds in the afternoon, but overall, a very stubborn marine layer. And now, as the sun is set, it's pretty foggy at the coast. Santa Monica, now a live depiction, a live image, and you can see the clouds kind of socking in there for sure at the beach spots this evening. Expect that through the morning tomorrow. I'm looking for a little more sun tomorrow for you in the forecast for the coast, but overall it'll be a partly to mostly cloudy day for you. The LA Basin tonight, we're at 68 in the city. Cloudy skies even in downtown. San Bernardino, you hit 100 today. You're at 78 tonight. It's only going to get hotter for you in the Inland Empire and the valley locations, but especially the IE. Tomorrow, your heat advisory kicks in. Now, we're not completely dry. We actually had a few echoes as expected today in the mountain areas of San Bernardino and Riverside counties. Tonight, we're left with a couple of areas of green on the screen, crossing the 10 just east of Indio, 29 Palms. You're getting some light rain here and there through the evening time. And this is why we have the setup now on the screen, the weather features and the synoptic scale, or the large scale. We have this area of low pressure that's basically been spinning to the west of us, that helping for that onshore flow as high pressure has been slowly building in from the east, keeping that low from moving through. This will be the setup for the next several days, and low pressure will drift a little to the west, allowing the temperatures to warm up over Southern California. Then, as we head into the weekend, that trough of low pressure will move through and potentially drag what will be, it looks like, moisture associated with this area disturbed weather that will possibly, in fact, very likely become Hurricane Hillary, move up the coast. And if that happens, well, I'll show you right now. It could be a very wet end to the forecast. Here's a futurecast for tomorrow and Wednesday. Notice where the rain chances are contained in the mountains of San Bernardino, Riverside counties, once again, and the low desert. This is going into Wednesday afternoon, a slightly better chance, 30% chance for a couple of storms over the mountains. But I'm going to dissolve and fast forward to Saturday night into Sunday morning. Look at all of this green getting painted on the board for Southern California. That would be a tremendous amount of rainfall for August, very unusual. And in the meantime, hot weather the next 3 days. Here you go, 102 Santa Clarita tomorrow, same in San Bernardino, about 100 in many of the valley locations. But once that change comes, heading into the weekend, the temperatures are going to plummet. I got that in a second. But we've got the Women's World Cup, Spain versus Sweden tomorrow. That forecast for you, cool and a chance of rain for them, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Tonight, 7-day outlook looks hot the next 3 days. And then there's a big degree dip and a chance of rain into the weekend. 104, the hottest day in the valleys and Inland Empire on Wednesday. Dangerous heat. The mountains, chance of rain the next couple of afternoons goes up to 40%. As that moisture gets pulled into the area. It could be a very wet Sunday and Monday area-wide. We'll keep you posted on that very unusual weather pattern as things develop over the next week. All right, guys, we'll toss it back to you for tonight. That's your forecast.